Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and we want to welcome all the media here at the Caribe Royale Resort here in Orlando, Florida for our final press conference. Now, before we begin our press conference here, I want to send all of our thoughts and prayers to everyone here in Florida that were affected by Hurricane Milton over the past week. It was certainly a devastating hurricane, and we wish all the best to everyone recovering from the hurricane and the after effects. So once again, we appreciate being here in Orlando, Florida. Orlando, Florida has phenomenal fight fans, so we're glad that we're able to put on this great show here in Orlando, Florida. This Saturday, October 19th, Premier Boxing Champions brings you championship boxing on Prime Video, as it will be headlined by an all-action world championship fight in the 154-pound division. IBF Super Welterweight World Champion Bakhram Murtazaliev will defend his world title against the hard-hitting Australian superstar, the former world champion Tszyu, in our main event. This triple header will stream exclusively on Prime Video for all Prime members at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And for anyone who isn't a Prime member, you can sign up for a 30-day free trial. So I would highly recommend. It's going to be an all-action firefight in our main event. And it, of course, takes place here at the beautiful Caribe Royale Resort here in Orlando, Florida, who has become a staple here in Florida for putting on tremendous boxing events, and Premier Boxing Champions is certainly glad to be here. The three-fight lineup also features undefeated Cuban prospect Ioannis Tszyu battling knockout artist Johan Gonzalez in the 10-round Super Welterweight co-main event. And the undefeated middleweight contender Mateo Tapia is facing the hard-hitting Tszyu in a 10-round opening bout. This event is, of course, promoted by TGB Promotions, and our main event is promoted in association with No Limit Boxing and Main Events. This event is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. And tickets are still available on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. So if you don't have plans Saturday night, come on out here to Orlando, Florida at the Caribe Royale Resort. Tickets are still available. Now, we wanted to acknowledge one of the men that have helped put together this fantastic card in Orlando, Florida, the president of TGB Promotions, Mr. Tom Brown. He couldn't be here with us here today, but he will certainly be watching. So we want to acknowledge Tom Brown, who has been a staple at putting together these fantastic events. Now, let's get to our fight card. First, coming to the podium, he will be opening in our first bout on Prime Video. He stands with the record of 16-1 with 13 wins by knockout. He is originally from Venezuela and now fighting out of Tijuana, Mexico. He enters this fight having knocked out his last 3 opponents. Please welcome Andriy Saavedra.
Andrew, ven aquí adelante. Ven aquí adelante, por favor.
Muy buenas tardes, quiero agradecer a todos los presentes por estar hoy acá en esta rueda de prensa, conferencia, dar las gracias a No Limit y PBC por esta gran oportunidad, ¿verdad? Y pues muy contento por formar parte de esta bella función que vamos a brindar el día sábado y nada, pues invitar a todos para que vengan a presenciar de buen boxeo y arriba México, arriba Tijuana, México. Venezuela, por favor.
I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank No Limit. I want to thank PBC. I want to thank Tom Brown Promotions for putting on this event and welcoming me here. I'm hoping everybody comes out to a great night of boxing. And as he said, let's go Tijuana, let's go Mexico.
Andriy Saavedra here as he gets set for our opening bout. And now let's introduce his opponent. who is undefeated, 17 victories, 10 coming by way of KO. He was born in Tijuana, Mexico, and he has spent much of his career fighting out of Australia, now training in St. Petersburg, Florida. He is an undefeated middleweight contender who made his U.S. debut last year. Please welcome Mateo Tapia.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. This is a big event. I just want to thank No Limit Boxing, PBC, for getting me this opportunity. This is a tough fight I have in front of me, but I'm ready, and I can't wait to show the world you guys have another great fighter. This one's for the Mexican people, la gente mexicana también. Va a ser una gran pelea y viva México.
All right, that is our first bout on a Prime Video this Saturday, October 19th. Now let's head on over to our co-main event, October 19th, as we welcome in a man who has 35 victories with 34 knockouts and just 3 defeats, so he's packing plenty of power. As he is training in Las Vegas, originally from Valencia, Venezuela, most recently stopping Ivan Herrera in 2 rounds back in August. Please welcome Johan Gonzalez.
Buenas, saludo a todo el público. Muchas gracias a PBC por esta gran oportunidad. Y bueno, los invito el 19, que los chelos de Venezuela vamos a dar buenas peleas y buenos resultados para nuestra Venezuela y todos ustedes, todo el público. Muchas gracias.
So again, I want to thank PBC for having me on the show, Tom Brown Promotions. I really want to encourage everyone to be watching on the 19th, and to the Venezuelan community here in Orlando to come out. He's going to be representing his country proudly, and it's going to be a show.
And now let's meet his opponents. The man is undefeated at 8-0 with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He is still very young in the sport at 24 years of age, from Santiago de Cuba, now training in Stafford, Texas with the acclaimed trainer Ronnie Shields. He will return to fight here at the Caribe Royale Resort for his 5th time, so he's made this sort of his second home here in Orlando, Florida. He burst onto the scene last year, stopping as a late replacement on the Spence Crawford undercard, stopping Sergio Garcia by 3rd round TKO. Please welcome Ioannis Tszyu.
Mucho gusto, mi nombre es Ioannis Tszyu, como todos saben. Agradecido una vez más por la oportunidad que me está brindando PBC, por confiar en mi equipo de trabajo, en mi equipo de promoción, por darme la oportunidad de ser co-main event de un evento tan importante. Y nada, esperar el sábado para dar buena guerra, y todos mis fanáticos saben que siempre lo dejo todo en el ring. Bien agradecido con todo. Gracias.
My name is Ioannis Tszyu. I just want to thank everyone for this opportunity. I want to thank PBC. I want to thank my promotional team of Box Lab Promotions and Warriors Boxing. And just looking forward to putting on a show. Everybody always knows I give 100% in all of my fights. So just looking forward to a great evening on the 19th.
And now we turn our attention to our main event. Before we get to our main event fighters, I want to bring up a couple of people that have been instrumental in helping put this main event together. So please first help me welcome from No Limit Boxing, Matt Rose.
Thank you. First to Kathy, making this fight happen. It didn't take long. It was credit to you in terms of what you've done in the sport. Much respect, and we really appreciate the dealings we've had with main events. And you know, it's going to be a great fight in terms of Bakhram and Tim. For us, we have a great relationship with PBC and continue to have that. They're the best platform in America, actually worldwide, and that's why we're associated with the people at PBC. Thanks to Al and Louis for what they do. It's a platform that is superior to any other platform in boxing in America. So my friend Tom Brown, thank you for everything you've done. We currently have another great working relationship that existed over the last couple of years. As Tszyu continues to come through the ranks, we had a hiccup last start through no fault of his own. An injury that was sustained during a fight that most fighters would quit. There is no quit in Tszyu, never has been, and this is why he's real. He's ready to show the world on Saturday night. He's ready to become a two-time world champion, and we're ready to go. Let's go, Tszyu.
Thank you, Matt. And I also want to acknowledge Glenn Jennings, manager of Tszyu, and a part of the Tszyu team. So I want to thank him as well for being here. And now we'll bring up one half of our main event. This man, 24-1, 17 knockouts. He is the former super welterweight world champion out of Sydney, Australia. He returns to the ring coming off red-hot campaigns in 2023 that saw him elevated to a world champion. He has beaten the likes of former champions like Tony Harrison, top contenders like Brian Mendoza, and former title challenger Carlos Ocampo. This man will fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, and he has proven it throughout his career. Please help me welcome the Australian superstar, Tszyu.
What an intro right there. Sounds pretty good. First of all, I didn't actually come prepared for a speech, so I'm sort of winging it. Would like to thank PBC, No Limit. Again, what a platform to be. I'm a young kid, just living his dream, First guy to headline an Amazon Prime card, pay-per-view. Now the first free-to-air. It's a big honor for me. And as a young kid, this is what you wish for, and this is what I'm dreaming, and I'm believing, and I'm working, and I'm living my dream. A lot of hard work comes into this. For me, this fight means it's not just an ordinary fight. This is it's a vengeance fight. It's not just a world title, but it's the comeback. I believe I am the man at 154. I just need the time to prove it. I keep taking these one-on-one fights, one by one. I'm looking to get rid of each and every one of them. Bakhram, no, there's nothing personal there. But I'm not no sideline fighter. I'm coming in as a former world champion, but coming in and the new. So thank you all.
Thanks so much, Tim. And now let's meet some members of part of Team Bakhram. First, before we get to Bakhram, I want to bring up a woman who is very well known throughout the boxing community. She is a Hall of Famer, the CEO of Main Events. Please help me welcome Kathy Duva.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank Tom Brown. We've been working with him for a long time now, and it's always a pleasure to be here and work with his wonderful staff. Matt Rose, it's the first time we've ever worked together. So far, so good. This fight is really important. As you know, Main Events has been involved in great fights for a long, long time. And in some ways, we find ourselves in a kind of going back to the beginning again. We've got a young champion who just won his title in the most difficult circumstances I can imagine in Germany earlier this year. He was fasting for Ramadan. He was weak. He was. We were in this hotel out of the middle of nowhere. He had no access to restaurants or anything like that. The whole thing was just very difficult. And this place is beautiful, and it's much better circumstances. But I know that Bakhram, who is having his coming out here now in the United States, because his career really didn't get, unfortunately, the kind of publicity that we would have loved, but was just not possible as he was beginning to hit his stride right at the start of COVID. been a battle back. And so he's here, he's got the world title, and I don't think he plans to give it up. It's going to be a great fight Saturday. Thank you.
I also want to acknowledge the manager of Bakhram. This man has also helped make this fight easy to make. The manager of Team Bakhram, Igas Klimas. I want to thank him for being a part of tonight's fight, or Saturday's fight night. Now let's introduce the champ. This man won the IBF Super Welterweight title. He's 22-0, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Originally from Russia, now training in Oxnard, California. He is 31 years old and became a world champion this past April as he traveled to Germany, his opponent's home turf, winning the title in a dramatic 11th round stoppage over Jack Kolke. Please help me welcome Bakhram Murtazaliev.
Всех приветствую. Спасибо всем, кто пришел. Много говорить не буду. Спасибо организации. Спасибо всем вам. Давайте дождемся субботы и устроим драку.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm not going to talk much. I just wanted to thank everybody who helped to organize this bout. I wanted to help everybody who participating here. I'm not going to talk much. Let's wait till Saturday, and we're going to have a good bout.
All right, now let's hear more from our fighters, starting with our opening bout. Matteo Tapia, you are undefeated. You are fighting on a huge platform here for Amazon Prime and Premier Boxing Champions. For those people that are going to be seeing you fight for the first time this Saturday, October 19th, what can fans expect from you?
Working? Yeah. Look, they're going to see a really good fight. They're going to see some fireworks, that's for sure. I feel like I can rattle some feathers in the middleweight division, so that's what I'm here to do.
And now we go to Endri Saavedra. Endri, you are someone that is fighting someone that's undefeated, but you have had a lot of success over your last few bouts. You have knocked out your last 3 opponents. What's been working so well for you, and how are you going to carry that into the fight on Saturday night?
Estás peleando contra alguien nuevo para ti. Has ganado tus últimas 3 peleas. ¿Cómo tú ves esta pelea y cómo tú ves tu estrategia entrando a esta pelea el sábado?
Bueno, no es nada nuevo para mí, o sea, ya llevo años en esta profesión, ¿verdad? Y no se me hace algo impresionante, pues confío en mí, en todo lo que he trabajado en mi campamento y pues nada, este sábado es que vamos a demostrar el trabajo duro que hicimos y sé que va a ser una buena pelea, pero el resultado será muy positivo para nosotros. No venimos a jugar, es una gran oportunidad y no vamos a desaprovecharla.
I trust in my ability. I trust in what I've learned in the sport. We've had a great camp. Now we're looking forward to putting all the hard work that we did on display on Saturday. I came to win, and that's what I'm going to do.
For you, Tapia, you have had experience with the main eventer, Tszyu.
Yeah.
You know, you guys both very well known in Australia, obviously. What's it been like to now be on the same card as Tim, as both of you, and you're going to have a ton of Australians watching, excited to see you guys fight. What's that like to be on the same card as Tszyu?
Yeah, you know what? It's pretty surreal. We were kids and we've been sparring for like 4 or 5 years together, so it's pretty surreal to be here with Tim. Tim's fighting for a world title and I have a very important fight in front of me, so I just can't wait to be there Saturday night.
Now, the middleweight division seems pretty open right now. You know, if you are able to be successful Saturday night, do you believe a world title shot is around the corner? You guys are both world ranked.
Hopefully, yes. I don't like speaking too much into the future, but I have to get this job done on Saturday night first.
All right, now before we move on to our next bout, I got to get predictions from both men. Endri, how do you see Saturday night playing out?
Antes de seguir, Endri, ¿cómo tú ves el sábado? ¿Qué tú crees que va a ser el resultado?
Primero, pues sé que va a ser una guerra. He mirado sus peleas de Tapia, es un buen boxeador, pues a quien respeto, pero nada, confío en mí, sé lo que hice, sé mi preparación que hice junto con mi equipo y nada, pues este resultado se va para Tijuana, para allá para México y para toda mi gente de Venezuela.
He knows Tapia is a good fighter, but he has confidence in himself. He knows the fight's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a war, but he's ready, and he wants to do this for the people of Tijuana and Baja California and all of Mexico.
And as for you, Tapia, prediction, Saturday night, October 19th.
Vamos a ver una gran pelea también para la gente mexicana y todos los latinos. Vamos a hacer una gran pelea. It's going to be a great fight. For all the Mexican people, for all the people from Tijuana too, and just not all them, all the Latin people also.
All right, that's our opening bout. That's going to be an exciting one, and it's a great way to start off our card on Prime Video. Now we move on to our co-main events. Yoenis Tszyu against Johan Gonzalez, and this one should also be a very action-packed fight. For you, Yoenis, you have fought here in Orlando several times, including the Caribe Royale Resort. What is it about fighting here in Orlando that makes it so special for you?
Varias veces has peleado aquí en Orlando, aquí en el mismo Caribe Royale, donde estamos ahora. ¿Por qué es tan especial pelear aquí? ¿Cómo tú te sientes estar peleando aquí de nuevo?
Primero que todo, aquí fue donde empecé, o donde empecé y donde me acogió Orlando, Florida. Yo creo que aquí esta es mi casa y por eso debo agradecerle a mi equipo de promoción que me dio la oportunidad de que me brindó esta casa a Orlando, Florida, y estoy bien agradecido con eso.
This is where he started with his promotional team and really got his career going here. He's very appreciative of not only his promotional team that's been putting him on here, along with PBC, but also making Orlando his second home, and the fans here know him now, and he knows the fans, so it's like his second home.
And now we go over to you, Johan Gonzalez. You have 38 professional fights compared to just 8 of Tszyu. Do you believe the experience will be the difference in you getting the victory this Saturday?
Johan, tú tienes 38 peleas profesionales y Tele solamente tiene 8. ¿Tú crees que esa experiencia va a hacer una diferencia el sábado y te va a ayudar?
Bueno, no tanto la experiencia, sino la oportunidad, y es un prospecto, y bueno, vamos a dar una guerra ese día y vengo con todas las ganas de levantarme y ganar.
Yeah, it's definitely going to help. Although, he knows Teles is a top prospect, but on Saturday he's ready for war, and let's get it on.
Yoenis, you have been training with renowned trainer Ronnie Shields for quite some time. How has he helped you in your development as you continue to mow down everyone put in front of you?
Tú has estado entrenando ahora con Ronnie Shields, ya va por un tiempo. ¿Cómo él te ha ayudado a desarrollar como un boxeador?
Todo ya que Ronnie, desde que llegué aquí a los Estados Unidos, que empecé mi carrera profesional aquí en los Estados Unidos, ha sido mi único entrenador, y yo creo que Ronnie ha cambiado todo acerca de mí en cuanto al boxeo profesional.
Ever since he got to the U.S., he's been working with Ronnie, really grateful, and he's really been able to develop and change everything about him, the way he was fighting as an amateur to then as a professional. So he's really appreciative of Ronnie and everything he and the team have done for him.
Yoenis, what do you need to do this Saturday to make a statement and improve to 9-0?
Yoenis, ¿qué tú tienes que hacer este sábado para hacer un impacto y estar 9-0?
Nada, mantenerme 100% con mi mente positiva, como siempre lo he hecho. Salir con la esquina, hacerle caso a la esquina, respetarle la esquina y mantenerme 100% concentrado en el trabajo que se va a hacer el sábado.
I'm ready. Listen to the corner. I've got a great corner, so listen to the corner. Keep focused, follow the instructions, but I'm 100% ready.
All right, Johan, prediction Saturday night. How does it go down, and do you give Yoenis Tszyu his first defeat?
¿Qué tú crees, Johan, del sábado? ¿Cómo tú crees que va a salir esto? Y si tú le vas a dar a Tele su primera derrota.
Bueno, para eso me preparé y sí, cada quien se prepara para ganar. Yo también vine a ganar y estoy muy positivo con la experiencia que he agarrado, que puedo sacar una victoria aquí en su propia casa.
Everybody gets ready in their own way. He's ready, and he thinks he's ready to go and give him a defeat, his first defeat here in what he calls his second home.
Ioannis, same question, prediction. How does it go down Saturday night, October 19th?
Joanny, ¿cómo tú crees que va a estar el sábado? ¿Cómo tú ves la pelea y tu predicción para la pelea?
No, la pelea va a estar bien, bien caliente, ya que mi oponente es un oponente de experiencia, ¿entiendes? Pero aquí hay un Tszyu que viene fogoso, viene con unas ganas de estar en lo más grande de las 154 libras, así que yo creo que el sábado el ring va a soltar humo. Yo creo que mi fan de aquí, Orlando, de mi casa, van a estar 100% agradecidos de lo que va a suceder el sábado.
You know, he definitely got those 38 fights under his belt, but he's ready to go. He's again, this is his fans in Orlando, his second home, are going to be really, really happy with the outcome, and he's ready to take over the 154-pound division. This is just one more step.
Co-main event, Ioannis Tszyu, Johan Gonzalez. This is sure to be a fun one this Saturday. Now we go to our main event, world title fight, IBF super welterweight title on the line. Bakhram Murtazaliev against Tszyu. Bakhram, what was it like for you to become a world champion? You've been waiting for a while, but you were able to make it a reality this past April, going into Germany and stopping Jack Kolke. What was that feeling like for you, especially in a division that is now becoming littered with so many big, big names?
Я очень рад, что стал чемпионом мира. Сейчас защищаю свой титул. Дай Бог, после этого боя буду объединять пояса. Я очень рад, я наслаждаюсь моментом.
I'm very, very happy to become a champion. I'm happy looking forward for this fight on Saturday night. And God bless, everything going to be okay. I'm going to be unifying my titles in the next my bouts.
Tim, you know, you're coming off a defeat, but you are now diving right into another difficult challenge in Bakhram, a champion. You could become a two-time champion. Why take on this challenge so soon?
I've always wanted the biggest and toughest challenges out there. So for me, it was a no-brainer when this fight came in tuition and the fact that it was made. I had no hesitation at all. I was actually hunting him down for quite some time. I remember when the Charlo fight between him and Charlo that's when he first came on the radar, and then when I started looking at him, I remember calling the boys as soon as me and Charlo fight got not made, that let's get Bakhram. Apparently they didn't want it. So I've been chasing the big fights, the big names, the toughest, scariest monsters, let's just say monsters out there. Unfortunately, they don't frighten me.
Bakhram, what do you have to say to what Tim just said, where he said he's been chasing you for quite some time and you didn't want the fight?
Да, если честно, особо не бегал ни от кого. Я думаю, если бы он хотел бы подраться, ну, реально бы хотел подраться, я думаю, было бы какое-то предложение хотя бы. Ну, мне никто ничего не говорил.
Tell you the truth, I never was hiding from everybody, and I was never running from everybody. If he really wanted to fight me, he could make an offer earlier. But I never heard anything about that before.
Back to you, Tim.
What did they say? Sorry.
He said that, you know, they never got an offer. They never, you know, they were willing to fight, and they never heard from you.
Oh, well, I guess step aside money and easier risk opponents to keep that mandatory spot is much easier than facing the big bad monster.
Well, the fight is for sure happening this Saturday. I want to acknowledge your manager, Glenn Jennings. And Glenn, obviously, Tim's got a huge fight coming Saturday, can be another world champion. What's it like to have his father, the renowned, legend of Tszyu, in attendance watching his son?
We're all super excited to have, the royalty of boxing sitting here in the room with us right there on the corner. He's just arrived and walked in the door, so welcome, Tszyu. It's great to have you here, mate. For the boys, Nikita and Tim, it's just another step in their evolution, and it's such an exciting thing to have Dad ringside going into Tim's 27th fight. We haven't seen Tszyu at ringside since his first fight. So it's been a long time in the making and a long time coming, and we couldn't be happier, and I'm sure Tim feels the same way. I'm sure Nikita and our whole team were just ecstatic to be in the presence of our greatest of all time, Tszyu.
And mark my words, the last name Tszyu will live on as the greatest boxing family ever lived. When me and my brother are done with this.
Over to you, Bakhram. Do you feel like fans and Tim are potentially overlooking you? And what are you looking to send to the rest of not only just Tim Tszyu and his team, but the rest of the division?
Да, если честно, мне вообще без разницы, оценивают, недооценивают, переоценивают, это не имеет никакого значения. В субботу мы выйдем в ринг, и все увидят, никаких проблем. Уже разговоры должны заканчиваться, время боя.
To me, it really doesn't matter if they overrating me, if not, they're not looking too much into me. I really don't care about it. All the talkings must be end. Saturday night is a fight, and that's where we must be concentrated.
Tim, over to you. Bakhram recently said in a pretty recent interview that he's seen you fight and he sees a lot of mistakes in to sum things up in your fights, and that he knows what to do. How do you respond to that comment?
Beautiful, beautiful. When we step in the ring, I think it's gonna be all a bit different. And that's the best part about boxing, is taken by surprise. He's faster than I thought. He's stronger than I thought. He hits harder than I thought. That's all the questions are going to be answered come Saturday night.
Now, I mentioned earlier, I asked Bakhram, I'm going to ask you, this 154-pound division has so many huge names. What message are you looking to send to the rest of those guys that are going to be watching? There's a lot of potential mega fights down the line. What kind of statement are you looking to make Saturday?
The boogeyman is back. The 154-pound division, I never left. I went to hell and back the coming fight, but this is my vengeance, my comeback. This is my statement to be made type fight.
All right. Let me ask Bakhram, the champ, Saturday night, October 19th. How do you have the fight playing out in your mind, and what happens?
Буду стараться бить и не давать бить себя. Все очень просто.
Very simple. I'm going to do everything, make sure not to be hit into that fight.
As for you, Tim, prediction Saturday, do you become a two-time champ?
I'm not going to say predictions, but I'm just going to show him that this is no step-aside fighter.
You heard it here from Tim Tszyu, Bakhram Murtazaliev, a huge event from Caribe Royale Resort here in Orlando, Florida. Premier Boxing Champions on Prime Video. It all goes down Saturday, October 19th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. You do not want to miss this card. It is sure to be action-packed from start to finish. Before we wrap things up, we're going to have fighters pose for photos, and we look forward to seeing everyone here at Caribe Royale Resort.
Thank you.